I don't know what they're doing. We're trying out all the glasses from our sponsor, Alon Treves of Aussie Opticals. Thank you very much. First letter tonight. My daughter spends her life locked in her room chatting on Facebook. And the same letter writer continues with, traditional brothels are going broke because people are linking up for commercial sex on the net and paying nothing. What are you doing? It's not commercial sex if they're not paying for it. Just like the French, we should ban the wearing of the burqa and the niqab. And the final letter tonight. My husband still speaks like a bogan, slurring and mumbling his words in a horribly nasal, broad Aussie twang. You've broken him, have you? What's going on? In a horribly broad Aussie twang. We're going to find out what's going on down here before we get the panel in. We'll see you in about 10 seconds. Bye for now. What have you...
Big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about
There we go. Oh, very interesting. Oh, yeah, second sentence. Now?
I'm clapping.
All right, I'm pleased. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Lovely to have your company again. Who's on the panel tonight? First up, Matty Fuller. What sort of condition you in?
Not too bad at the minute, Gary, after telethon.
Yeah,
me.
go on. Hernia,
Hernia,
bad back.
knee operation, migraines, bad lower back.
Tell the people who don't know why you've suffered all of this, because last year on telethon you went for a 24-hour...
Last year,
October.
Yeah, already.
Telethon, which is a Perth-based telethon where we raise money for kids. Matty did a 24-hour stint on the cross trainer.
Correct.
And...
Never again.
Ever since...
The body's just broken down. It's probably not meant to do something like that.
Now, you were in hospital last week.
Thought I was having a heart attack, but it turned out to be spasms in my back and a pinched nerve in my neck.
What did your wife say after you came back after 24 hours of doing that to yourself?
Well, Naomi was probably really horrified up to telethon because she didn't want me to do it. But then after telethon, she was very proud and we achieved something amazing and raised $48,000 for the
Fantastic
telethon.
for the kids.
So
Fantastic.
It was
Congratulations.
great effort, but
was it worth it?
yeah, definitely.
Okay,
sure.
from that perspective, it was worth it.
Yeah, and the body's getting back and mentally feel good and, you know, we'll just
And
wait.
you'll never do it again. You'll look for some other way to raise $48,000 from now on?
Well, I think what my idea would be like to get a few sports celebrities and maybe do a long relay, about 24 of them. So everyone does something over an hour.
Over an hour.
Yeah.
You're happy to participate in that?
For an hour.
If you can.
That'd be nice.
Nice to have you back, mate.
But I'm just
looking
saying,
so fit.
Well, Charlie over here, he reminds me a little bit of my Egyptian dad. Charlie. About 40 years ago, I walked in and I thought, g'day, Dad.
Mind your mouth, young man.
Mind your man. Charlie's here as well. We'll say hello to him. Hello, Jess.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How's the life of a student going?
Oh, you know, it's just cruising along.
Cruising
Can't wait
along.
to...
What are you studying?
Bachelor of Communications.
Down at Edith Cowan?
Yeah.
In?
Mount Lawley.
Mount Lawley. And you also do some part-time modelling, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. No, you do. How's that going?
Yeah, it's all right.
When do you get time to fit in modelling if you're studying?
I just do a little bit here and there. And, I mean, I'm only at uni like 3 days a week, so sometimes, like, if I have to go somewhere or, you know, fly somewhere.
You're modelling, you're studying, and you still had time to travel with your boyfriend to Poland?
Yeah.
And?
And I'm going to Puerto Rico in June.
Because your boyfriend?
He's a pro basketballer.
His name is?
Darnell Hinson.
Who plays for?
He's playing for Galitos, which is in Puerto Rico, and he actually used to play for the Wildcats as well, and the Sydney Kings. So...
Young people get around nowadays, don't they? Goodness me. Hello, Suzie Hunt. Who do you play for?
Oh, look, you know, myself.
You're at this island board,
The kids,
the family.
yeah, my kids,
How are you?
Good, I'm
All right.
very good.
What's the
yes.
world of architecture like at the moment?
For me, pretty good. I think some people are quiet, other people are really good. But, you know, I'm
Yeah,
doing
that's 'cause
okay.
you're good.
Pays the bills.
And now, how's the heritage side of things going?
Not doing much of that at
Not
the moment.
doing?
No, not
Because
much.
all the buildings in Western Australia are now
No,
heritage perfect.
No, I'm not doing that contract anymore. I'm doing my own practice, which has got enough work on, and I'm doing the Rottnest Island board, so that's enough.
Good for you. Have you been on Charlie's Kitchen yet?
No, I haven't.
I've got a feeling he's going to ask you tonight.
He's asked me over many years, but I don't use recipes, and I wouldn't know how to do it. I just find things in the kitchen and just cook them. I'm not very
I'm
good
sure
at
that'd be
be the best
entertaining,
cook.
mate.
No, I
be
wouldn't
very
be.
good.
I'm not very good at. I can't
Follow
write
instructions.
recipes. I can't read
Put that there,
instructions.
take that out there.
I cannot read instructions.
You
I'd be
can read
terrible.
instructions.
No, I
You get
can't.
the instructions for this
No, I
every...
can't. I actually can't read them, and
You don't,
I'd be terrible
are you telling
on the
me
dog.
you never read the things that I send
Never.
you?
I could never. I would be terrible on the dog because I can't fill out forms. I'm really bad. I've got a real mental block.
And she's
I
an
just
architect.
I can
And
draw.
she's an architect. Never reads
She's good at
form.
drawing.
I got a drawing.
So if a client was to send you a form to say, I need this, and this, I need this
They
in
don't
my...
send me that. I send them that.
You tell them what they
I
want.
don't know.
Okay. If you want a house that you don't want to design but you think you
Oh,
are...
that's not true. Yeah,
Dear
right.
Mitch
My
and
clients
panel.
love me.
Do you love shopping?
Hello, Charlie.
You said hello to Charlie. In
That's
between
okay.
a conversation with Susie. All
No,
right.
I hate shopping.
You hate shopping? Charlie, do you like shopping?
I like shopping face to face.
Yeah, face-to-face. Well, this one's about face-to-face shopping. I love shopping. I'm a shopaholic. I detest the internet. It's just pretend life. But our younger generations have been totally seduced by this simulation, and because they are the group with the greatest disposable dollar, everything is geared to them. They don't go to shopping centres or shopping malls, they shop online. What they're doing inadvertently is heading us towards the elimination of traditional shopping. So out goes any form of service. How do you try on a dress or see if shoes look good over the internet? You can't. The internet monster is also about to put many of us in the retail industry out of work. I can't see a bonus in any of this. On top of that, my daughter spends her life locked in her room chatting on Facebook. When I told her to pick up the phone or go and see her friends, she said to me, "That's just boring stuff, Mum, I can't be bothered with." Does anybody realise that our entire culture is being electronically attacked? How do we safeguard all those shops and our traditional social interactions? Is it too late? P.S. I'm very well advised that traditional brothels are going broke because people are linking up for commercial sex on the net and paying nothing. This thing is utterly uncontrollable. Bettina of Henley Beach in South Australia. Charlie, is it true? Traditional brothels are going broke.
I don't know. I don't go
Oh, okay, good answer. All right.
there. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Tell us the truth later.
Yeah, when we're off air.
He gave us all a wink. Then
Personally-
your wife would have seen that.
I've been in a brothel. We went to Kalgoorlie and there was...
What do they cook in brothels?
No, there was a kitchen in there too.
Okay,
but it was
that's
a tour.
why you went.
It was a tour in
It was a
Kalgoorlie.
tour,
It was actually very interesting.
Okay,
But
yeah, I'm
forget
sure
that.
it was.
I actually don't like any shopping on the internet at all.
You're a dinosaur, mate.
Yeah, look,
It's
I
growing at the
I
rates
bought
of
stuff
knots.
on the internet and it doesn't work correctly, and to send it back costs you more than what it's worth.
Yeah, so you don't send it back.
So you don't send it back, so it's a total waste of time. I think that shopping face to face or going out, otherwise you're stuck in the house all day. You've got to get out. You can't just stay.
But that's just a picnic mentality.
No, it's not.
It
I
is.
went to my bank, and the lady at the front goes, "Oh,
Don't tell me you go to a bank and you don't do it on the internet.
no, I was going to deposit a check." How do you deposit a
See.
check?
That's
If
the
someone
only
gives you,
time-
if someone
You're a
gives you a
dinosaur,
check,
Charlie.
how do you deposit a check?
You go to the thing on the window.
You get an envelope and you put it in the
No,
auto
I
bank.
like to go in there and say, "Hi, how you going?"
Well,
No, I really don't. No, I think it's wrong.
seriously.
No. All right,
He
I
doesn't like the internet.
hang on. Look, I'm going to cut you off again on the bank
Quick
part.
one.
A quick one. They said to me, if you go into this account, you can get more interest. And I said, yeah, that's fine, but how do I get my money? She goes, well, you transfer from this account to this account. And I said, how do I get my money? Then you go to the bank and you withdraw it.
You still have to go to the bank.
I still have to get up and go, so what's the point?
Susie?
Look, I think
dinosaur
Bettina and
on my
I are
foot.
probably about the same age, and I have to tell you, I could never buy clothes on the internet. How would you know what it felt like, or if you've tried shoes on? But I do buy books on the internet, and I also have children that are addicted to Facebook. And I've said to them, get out of the caves, why don't you make a phone call, don't
You've
get
done
off it.
this?
I have said that, but
And
you know what
the-
they do now? They don't do that, they Skype. So they're supposed to be studying, and I'm hearing all this chat from a room thinking, going up there like this,
Shut the internet
what are you doing?
down.
And they go, got all their friends, girls,
chatting.
they're doing, all chatting. So he goes, well, we are talking face to face, we're doing what you told us to. Like,
That's what's happening.
So then you turn the broadband
It's
off.
the way.
Very good.
100 years ago, there were no supermarkets. It's all changed. And
Yeah,
no
but when you
department
wanted
stores.
to buy something or get something, you would actually go to...
There was a truck that pulled up.
100 years
Righto,
ago.
Jess. You're that generation, you love shopping online?
I actually do, and I think if you're familiar with the brands and stuff, then you do know how it feels and you know what the sizing is like. And I mean,
Have you bought clothes off the internet?
Yeah, I have.
Successfully?
Yeah, successfully. I mean, I have
you go.
had some that weren't such a success, but depending on the person who is selling it to you, sometimes they might, you know, refund you the postage, like if you...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
yeah.
I mean...
And that's just in the nature of competition, guys. If they want to stay in business,
But do
they'll
you
refund
go-
you the refund.
Do you go into into a shop that sells that brand, if you don't know the brand, try on an outfit and go, oh, that's the size I need, and then go on the internet and buy it?
I might do that, yeah.
See, that's
'cause-
where I reckon that's why they're
Because you can get-
starting
I mean,
to
it's
say
cheap.
now they're
It
going to
is cheap on the
charge.
Yeah, it's
They're going
cheap
to
on the
charge.
internet.
And they will.
They're going to charge to
And they
try
will.
things on.
Last word to a bloke. Are you a shopper?
Yeah, I am actually. I think the internet is a great tool if used correctly. Now, I've just purchased some items on the internet only a couple of weeks ago and had no problem. Went into a shop to buy some king-size sheets for the bed, and I got them online, better quality than what I got into a shop, $240 or less online.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Oh, I might do that.
And that's
Yeah.
why the internet is going to take off, because
There
you're
was no
just getting it for
overheads, they
hundreds
cut
of
out the
dollars
middleman.
cheaper.
Yeah.
And look, it wasn't because I'm lazy, but I went to a certain name brand shop, got a price on the king size sheets, and they're only like 600 TC, and I got 1,000 TC, which is obviously the thread count
that's
quality.
hotel quality.
Yeah, $240 cheaper than what I can get in the shop. Yep.
Yep.
I'll tell you where
Oh, I'd
after.
love to.
That's where the future is. On the internet, you get with it or get square. We've got to go. When we come back, we're going to be talking about banning the burqa in France and maybe here. See you then. Okay. Oh, we're back. We're back. You're not allowed to say that. We've just come back. Oh, they all know about your sex life, yeah? Naomi, it was all thoroughly discussed, and we know what your never mind. If you'd like to send us a letter, and I'm sure Naomi might want to after all of that, send it to the address that's appearing on your screen right now, letters@sweetandsour.net.au. If we like it, we'll read it out and have it discussed by the panel, and for every letter that we do that with, we're going to send you to the movies. Mad Bastards is the movie we're sending you to this week, courtesy of Natalie O'Shea and NRC Communications. I've finally got out of the habit of calling her Natalie Cameron. She'll be delighted. Hello, Sweet and Sour. I congratulate the French for having the guts to do something that most of us want to happen, but our politicians haven't got the balls to take on the extreme elements in our community and make it happen here. Just like the French, we should ban the wearing of the burqa and the niqab. They represent backwards thinking in our progressive society. Our Western women have crusaded for over 100 years to slowly chip away and claim the right to stand as equals in society. Yet these demeaning dress codes, which insist on the total covering of the female form and the demonstrating of female submission to the will of men, are taken straight out of the Dark Ages. Worse, they are allowed to proliferate on our streets simply because we have to be tolerant of the most intolerant religious philosophy in the world. Representing all those generations of Western women have struggled for so long, how can we stand idly by? Please put the message out there that these backwards, non-progressive modes of dress are not acceptable and are utterly repulsive to those of us in our society who still value our hard-earned female equality. Congratulations to the French, signed C of Nunawading in Victoria. Matt. First up to a bloke. I don't know whether that's appropriate or not, but
And
you
an
cop it
Egyptian
first.
one.
Well,
And an Egyptian bloke.
I don't know what the C stands for, but I reckon I've got my own thoughts on that. You were dead set kidding yourself. Like, how we can be as an Australian and be so insecure about the burqa is just unbelievable to me. I don't know why people let this worry them. I think Australia's full of great people, and there's a lot of shitbags here as well that do a lot more damage to our society than a female would.
Do you think C of Nunawading is one of those shitbags?
May well be. Like, we're a multicultural society these days, and I'm certainly not insecure about someone walking past me wearing a burqa. And, as long as they're abiding by our law, as in they're not harming other people and they do the right thing by society, then why should we feel insecure by having these people wear burqas?
Okay. Jess, how do you feel about this notion that it's a backward step in regards to women?
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that women in the Western world have sweated and toiled to stand as equals in society. But I mean, at the end of the day, these women, this is what they've been brought up with, and they choose to do this. And it's not only a religious belief, but it's a way of life for them, and that's how they feel comfortable. They wouldn't feel comfortable exposed. And I just think you're completely ignorant, and
yeah,
it's just...
we're not a society that imposes things on other people, and if they want to wear that, why do you feel threatened? Yeah, is that
well. It's just wrong. It's so un-Australian. I mean, we're supposed to be this great multicultural country, you know, and then here's these, you know, ignorant people out there. I mean...
But Gary, what about the crap argument that we keep hearing over and over, and this is the only debate that we can have, is that you can't wear a motorcycle helmet into a bank, but you can wear a burqa? Like, please. Is that
Do you know that we have less than 8% of women, Islamic women, actually wear the burqa in Australia?
Of all, only 8%.
8%, they say, and in France, they have something, you know, they have the biggest Muslim community. So I actually think that, sorry, it was just...
That's okay.
Keep going.
So it was actually, I, as a woman who put up with a lot of chauvinism and sexism at work in the 70s and 80s, I find it very confronting, the fact that these women, you think that these women might be forced, but we also fought for equality, and we fought for equality of freedom of choice to wear what you want to wear. Yeah. And the reality is this is what they want to wear. But I would say one thing, when I was at uni in the 80s, there was a lot of Muslim women who were doing architecture with me, or in courses around me. We were out at Curtin, it was stinking hot, and on one day I went in on a 45-degree day into the bathroom. I had shorts and a t-shirt on, and this lovely woman, she took off her burqa, and then under that was another scarf, and then under that she had a knitted headpiece to keep it all on, and she was drenched. And there was no way I could see, it would have been repugnant for her to not have all those clothes, even though she was really suffering in unair-conditioned lecture theatres, just drenched in sweat. And I looked at her and she was this beautiful woman. We chatted, and, you know, I mean, they're women. This is their choice.
True. So Charlie, last word to a man. First word to a man, last word to a man.
The only thing I had, I agree they should be able to do what they want, right? But about the security in the bank and all that, like most of us go into a bank and we have to show our face. So for security and all that, I reckon maybe they should just take it off for the bank to come in. It's just my way.
And I'm sure they don't have a problem with those.
No, it's just for that. And the rest of them, like everyone says, like I see them on the street, I haven't got a problem with them. I say hello, how you going? I talk to everybody.
I don't find it a security issue, to be honest.
No, I don't know.
No.
When we come back, we're going to be talking about he's still a bogan after 17 years of marriage and she's moved on. See you soon. Good discussion there. Hi there, Mitch. When we married, we were very young, both in our late teens. Apart from our marriage vows, we made a commitment to help each other grow, learn, develop and experience. After 17 years and 2 kids, both of us are now in our mid-30s, and he no longer wants to grow as an individual. Looking back, when we married, we both spoke like bogans. I went for speech therapy, and amazingly, just like Eliza Doolittle, it paid off in both my employment prospects and income level, and also in the expansion of my social circle. But my husband still speaks like a bogan, slurring and mumbling his words in a horribly nasal, broad Aussie twang, and he says he's happy that way, but he's not. He gets embarrassed to front up to my work shows and mix with my friends, so he's ceased to come along and is isolating himself. I don't know what to do to motivate him into broadening his horizons further. It seems that he may have made a decision to cease progressing. I can't take that attitude, and I have to keep progressing, as do our kids. I don't know what to do here, but he's turning into a loser quickly. Now, I understand the proverb that if you stand still, the world will overtake you. I'd love him to continue the journey with me, but if he doesn't want to continue the ride, should I let him off the bus after 17 years of marriage and commitment? Are we at the end of our road? Connie of Aurelia in WA. Suzie, you're first up.
Oh, Connie. I would say 17 years of marriage for anybody is a bloody good
Innings.
trot, particularly when you're probably married in your late teens, and so, you know, you're very young and undeveloped. But I would say to you, give it a go. really give it everything, because when you're out there in the single life, it's much harder when you've got kids, and also whatever you have now, you will only ever have a half of what it is, so you have to actually start again in so many levels. And it's interesting, the person that I'm with now, I met when I was 19, we lived together in London when I was 23, we broke up because for whatever reason, we were young and stupid, and now we're blending 2 families, we've got 6 children between us, and we have angry ex-spouses and have a lot less money than we would have had if we'd actually stayed together.
What a wonderful story, though.
So I would suggest...
So after all these years and all that you've gone through, you've come back together?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice story. But I'd say it would have been much easier if we'd actually stayed together when we were 23. Let me tell you.
You've got a lot to learn, though.
But you know what? I think you can grow together in your relationship. It just depends. But if he doesn't want to grow, then I would get out, because you'll be much happier.
Charlie?
That's exactly right. But maybe she should try and take him to... You know how she said she went to that speech therapy and all that kind of...
Yeah.
She should try saying, like, I'll go with you, and start there, trying and a bit harder type of thing.
Maybe she's putting too much pressure on him.
Yeah, but if she goes, I'll come with you and we'll do it slowly together and work on it together, that might be a case that they can
It
work
seems
together.
to me that he's the one that's breaking the commitment, because we made a commitment to help each other grow, learn, develop and experience. He stopped.
Yeah.
Maybe he's happy with where he's at. See, the thing is, he
Yeah,
might
but
not
the-
want to grow.
maybe-
He might, but he might
Would he
not.
be happy if she took off?
Well, maybe. Maybe they've just grown completely apart, and they don't. And it's
Maybe
not
they
meant to be. They
maybe
need to
a bit
break
of time
up.
apart.
Matt, is it worth pursuing the relationship?
Well, it sounds like the relationship's dead in the water here, and I've never met an attractive Connie, so I can't really say if he's got a good thing going for him. But what I will say is that as a couple, you have to strive.
Connie Francis, she was gorgeous.
Oh, mate, please. Mate.
I thought she...
Anyway, back to me. Connie, look, it is true that in a relationship you have to strive and look forward to things. If you don't
Connie
look forward to
Stevens,
things,
there's another Connie that was attractive.
She was good.
Keep going.
Gary, please, mate. I don't want your job. You don't want mine. Look, in all seriousness, Connie, like if you're not growing in the same direction, or you haven't got the same common interests, or you haven't got something to look forward to, your relationship's doomed.
But she says that she wants to give it a go.
Yeah, but she's bagging the hell out of her husband, like giving him absolute bollocking.
If you can't socialise with each other and you don't feel comfortable, then really you are doomed.
If you haven't got anything to look forward to,
if you can't
if you can't look forward to something, get up each day and be excited about something, you might as well just go your separate ways.
Yeah.
And even though it's hard and you start with less money and you might have the Brady Bunch situation, you might be happy. You may be happy, and she's progressed past where, you'd like not to be happy, so...
Last word to a younger person, having a look at all of this.
Well, I'm thinking of these children. I mean, what are you going to say to your kids? Oh, I've left Dad because he's a bogan. I mean, what kind of example are you setting there?
Yeah, well, maybe
don't socialise
marry up with bogans.
people
Jess,
that
you can't stay in a situation, and obviously you've had none. You can't stay in a situation just for the children, because the kids, when they're little, you might get away with that, but as they get older, they see mum and dad fighting or bickering, and then they grow up, and all we do is we breed kids that become those adults later. So you can't do that.
The worst thing that you could do is actually stay in a marriage for your children.
But Jess wants to give it another go.
Well,
How long would you give it another go for?
Well, I also think maybe accompanying him to the elocution classes.
Hold his hand.
Well, yeah, just show him the way, and just support him. Be there for him. And if it doesn't work, get rid of him.
Which letter do we like to give away the pair of limited edition sunnies, courtesy of Alan Treves and Aussie Optical? No one's...
Letter 1.
Letter 1?
Letter 1, yeah.
What was letter 1? I can't remember.
Shopping.
Bettina, the one who...
Bettina, the shopaholic.
The shopaholic. Yeah. There you go. You didn't have to go shopping for those pair of sunnies. There you go,
But am I the
Bettina.
only one in Australia that doesn't do Facebook?
No, there's a few.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
But guess what? We've got to go, Maddie, because we haven't got any time. Say good night.
See you guys.
Good night. Say good night. Thank our wonderful panellists. Thank our terrific crew. And thanks for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night. Bye-bye.